Hundreds of seeds, fungi, algae, and human DNA samples will make their maiden voyage aboard a SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket. Launching from Vandenberg Space Force Base in California, the mission is hoping to be the first to send plant tissues. The capsule will orbit Earth 3 times, in a mission lasting around 3 hours, before re-entering the atmosphere and splash landing in the Pacific Ocean. If all goes to plan, the incubator will be collected from a Slovenian scientist. Boida Radiak is leading a project to send 150 cannabis seeds into space in Maya-Sat-1. He will be following the launch live stream closely from his office at the research Nature Cannabis Sataval. Contains hundreds of different compounds, many of which are still being discovered and the effects of which we don't fully understand. It is a resilient plant, coping well with stresses such as UV light, and cannabis has been grown in the highlands of Tibet, the jungles of Southeast Asia and the deserts of Afghanistan. Its hardness makes it perfect for an extreme environment, experts say. The impact of radiation exposure on biological materials during spaceflight is well understood through previous studies. The point is to explore how, and if, cosmic conditions affect cannabis genetics, and we may only find this out. A collaborative research team including a group that is based at the University of Colorado Boulder sent cannabis tissue cultures to the ISS in 2019. Nothing has been published, however, on how exposure to cosmic radiation and microgravity impacts the cannabis plant. Maya-Sat-1 will be in orbit for 2 years before returning to Earth. Scientists will breed generations of clones from the space seeds to study genetic changes and plant adaptations. The second phase of the study will involve simulating Martian soil. The Martian Grow team will look for structural and physiological changes. They will examine what happens after the plant is exposed to stresses such as disease. The research could lead to the identification of new compounds. Microgravity, extreme temperatures, lack of nutrients, and toxins in the soil do not make favorable conditions for cultivation. We will have to adapt to the environment on Mars, and slowly adapt our plants for them to survive. Cannabis is still predominantly thought of as a recreational drug, which has prevented regulators and researchers from fully acknowledging its scientific potential. Honu is optimistic that the findings from the project, whatever they look like, could dispel some